Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here with a discussion video because I feel like I want to just recap what I think of 2019 for The Sims 4 so far. I've had this idea for a few weeks now, and I'm glad I'm only getting around to doing this now, because if I had done this video right away, it would have been a lot more glum than it would have been now. Let me explain. So, this year, it's been quite interesting. A little bit of a roller coaster. So, let's just start from the beginning. We had some interesting stuff with Alexa and The Sims. Honestly, I'm fairly indifferent. It's kind of cool though. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I guess that basically says it. It's just like kind of whatever, but also kind of cool. And then February was where things started to actually pick up. We got that free Lunar New Year update. And then towards the end of the month, Strangerville just kind of came out of left field. And while it's something that I don't think anybody was asking for, I ended up liking this pack. I think I even said for my review, my final review after finishing my Let's Play of it, as saying that it's the pack that I didn't know that I wanted. And it's still like, it's not perfect. It's not my favorite game pack ever, but it still had some interesting stuff to it. It felt pretty new, and I like the story aspect, even though I feel like it could have been a little bit longer, and I would have liked if maybe there were more endings. I guess maybe the second ending could involve your sim dying, but yeah. It was still an interesting pack overall. And then the stretch of time from the end of February to June was pretty quiet for the most part, though April had a couple of interesting moments, because for the first time in The Sims 4's life cycle, they announced a roadmap for the next 6 months of DLC for the game.
In the next 6 months for The Sims 4, you will be receiving one new expansion pack, one new game pack, and one new stuff pack.
Oh.
So, all of that coming in the next 6 months. We're not going to talk about the themes of those packs just yet. We're not going to reveal the names of those packs just yet. But that's a little peek at what is going to be coming in the near future for you.
And then later in April, they came out with a game update that added basically somewhat a new career type, the freelancer career, that has a few different branches, but has a gig system that's somewhat similar to how the acting career worked in Get Famous. And I liked that update, actually. It was quite interesting, and the career system in The Sims 4 could use some more depth, and I think that really helped a lot. It's a nice way of having your Sims employed, but not doing shift work all the time. But many of us were still wondering what the next big thing was, since Strangerville did not really keep us occupied for long, and then we finally got our answer at EA Play. There were some leaks beforehand that hinted at a tropical-themed expansion pack coming, and sure enough, they were right. Island Living was the first of 3 packs they announced in June at EA Play, and those other 2 packs were Moschino Stuff and Realm of Magic. The first of those was just, yeah, it was like golf claps. I was in the crowd at that live stream, and that was kind of interesting. And then with Realm of Magic, there was lots of cheering. Definitely a lot of cheering.
The next game pack for The Sims 4 is Realm of Magic.
Oh my god! And then also, there was a free update announced for Pride Month that even featured a short clip of Joey Graceffa. But getting back to Island Living, this was the first of the 3 packs to come out, and from what I played at EA Play, I really enjoyed it, and I had a lot of hope for it, and I was hoping that it would be really good, especially since this was a theme that a lot of people asked for. But then, once I actually got to play it at home for a much more extended period of time, the cracks started to show. It was a really good concept, but it felt like it just didn't have enough stuff for the price. And I noticed a lot of other people thought that too as they played with the pack more. And it really is just a shame. Overall, it seems like Island Living is now looked at as a disappointment. And that's not good, especially for a $40 expansion pack. If it's a $10 stuff pack, then whatever, most of the time it can be moved on from in a few months when the next big thing comes out. But yeah, this was one of the biggest releases for the year. And then a couple of months later, Moschino Stuff is announced. People were already cringing at the idea of this collaboration at EA Play. And honestly, I think they have good reason to. I mean, the last stuff pack was my first pet, which, do I even need to explain the controversy? It was really bad. And then by following that up with a brand deal with a brand that, from what I've seen, not many simmers care about, and a year and a half after my first pet stuff is just like, what? Why would they do this? This seemed like one of the worst things they possibly could do for the next stuff pack. In the end, Moschino Stuff ended up being a bit better than I was expecting, but my expectations were extremely low in the first place. So I was just like, great. Another disappointment in a row. This is not looking good. But then, only a week after Moschino Stuff released, hope was restored. So this is the reason why this video is more positive than it would have been otherwise. The announcement of Realm of Magic, finally fully revealed, and oh my gosh, the game pack's not out yet at the time of making this video, but so far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. This is the game pack that I've been asking for since Vampires. Initially, I was a little iffy on the idea of separating Vampires into their own individual pack, but then, once I actually got to play it, I realized, wow, okay, this is actually pretty cool. The Vampires got way more depth than they've ever had in the previous Sims titles. So then the natural thought for me was, ooh, well, what if they did this sort of same game pack for witches later? And that's pretty much what it looks like, except they're being called spellcasters instead of witches. And I just find it really funny how quickly they announced this game pack after Moschino Stuff. It's like they knew Moschino was going to be poorly received no matter what. So it's just like, yeah, alright, we're gonna just get this stuff back over with, and then, hey, Realm of Magic! Everyone get excited! And, well, it works, at least for me. This is the pack that I've been most excited for since Seasons, and that's saying a lot, especially since Seasons is a full-on expansion pack. I mean, I don't think Realm of Magic is going to be better than Seasons, I'm not going to go that far. But this does look really interesting. I can't wait to see more video footage of this. Hopefully they do like that full producer walkthrough trailer that they normally do for the game packs a week or two after the initial trailer is out. And yeah, I mean, Realm of Magic, this is giving me hope again. It feels nice to be excited for a Sims pack again, especially at this level. I mean, I was somewhat excited for Strangerville, but it doesn't really have the, oh my god, I need this now factor that Realm of Magic has for me. And with the two disappointing packs in a row, it just feels like it has been a while since I've been super excited for anything Sims related. And I do hope that in the end, even if it doesn't become my favorite game pack, which actually I'm really hoping that it will, but if it doesn't, hopefully it'll still at least be really awesome. I really need Realm of Magic to be great, to really help 2019 turn around towards the more positive end of the scale, rather than it being more of a mixed bag, I guess. And if this ends up being another Island Living, this is just going to really make me feel down again. Just really hoping that's not the case, though I have the feeling that it won't be. I think Realm of Magic will be a really great game pack, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the year, because there do seem to be a couple of hints just coming from the Sim Gurus where there might be another surprise pack that they haven't even hinted at in the slightest. Because when they announced that roadmap, that was back in April, and that roadmap only applied to the next 6 months from that time, which only stretches until October. So there's still about 2 months where they could release something, and even though Realm Magic honestly does look really good to me, I don't think this is it. I don't think this is the finale of 2019. I think there is going to be another expansion pack, especially since with the expansion pack release pattern, it seems to be very similar to last year, where we got one expansion pack in June and then one expansion pack in November, and Island Living did come out in June. So it makes sense to have a big holiday release. So whatever that expansion pack ends up being, hopefully that ends up being a lot better than Island Living and just have the feel of $40 or whatever its price where you live, just way better than Island Living. Yeah. So hopefully 2019 ends up being great by the end of the year. But to be brutally honest, at this point, I think they've screwed up too much to make it better than last year. I think 2018 was probably the best year for The Sims 4 so far. Yes, even counting My First Pet stuff. Because even though that stuff pack was a flop, everything else I really liked. We had Laundry Day stuff, we had Jungle Adventure, we had Seasons, and we had Get Famous. So overall, I consider 2018 a huge win, though with 2019, I would feel like, yeah, not as much. Hopefully though, the end of 2019 can be really good and turn the year around, even if it doesn't end up being as great as 2018 in my eyes. Wait, hold on. There's one thing they could do in a free update that would make 2019 the best year ever. I mean, sorry, I could not resist. And there's all the points in the world. There is all the points in the world, even without open world. I've explained it a million times.